lucky with the amount of coffee shops we have. We're a decent sized city, but we're not huge. But we literally have so many great coffee shops, and I think that's really cool to get to go to all those different ones, get a different experience at different ones. Pretty much wherever you go, you can find a great spot to get coffee in Chattanooga, which I think is really awesome.
Second to oil, it's the most traded commodity in the world, and it is also the most labor-intensive product in the world, and it is also the world's cheapest luxury good.
Yeah. Coffee is the seed of a fruit. The fruit ripens and the cherry ripens individually. They have to be hand-picked. The processing, either the dried naturals, pulped naturals, or honey processed, or washed, and then dried, bagged, shipped. So there's a lot of hands that touch that coffee before it ever gets to us.
Sometimes we pull in samples, sometimes we're sent samples for people that want our business. Roast it, see how we feel about it. Sometimes it might take a time or two, to figure out where the roast level needs to be, cup it, and then see if we like it. And if we like it, then we'll add it into the roster.
There's really not a region or a country that either of us aren't familiar with. The Amaca Cooperative, owned by the women in Columbia, that is a fun project. It's a fun thing to be involved with helping these mostly single moms develop these plots of lands and the farms and grow the coffee.
People come in here and they'll spend hours just working here instead of at their office, or they're coming in and out, getting coffee, and going back to their office, or meeting with friends here. We've had people do job interviews before, people just meeting family members coming in and just sitting down together. I think it's really cool. I like that this is becoming a space where people feel that they can do that.
You can do multiple things here. You can meet with people and have good conversations. You can come in by yourself and do work. They're really sort of like a hub. You don't have a lot of businesses that can support that type of spontaneous meeting. Coffee shops are one of the few places that you can do that. Coffee shops typically tend to feel more laid back, where you can take your time, finish your cup of coffee, do your work.
In addition to what we're doing, where we're leaning on selection, there are other coffee shops that are doing interesting things in terms of new preparation methods, or how they're interacting with the communities, charities that they're directly connected to and supporting. And it's encouraging to see, because basically there's room for that in a way that there probably wouldn't have been 15 years ago.
So I think there's a couple of ways when I talk about cultivating culture that happens in this space. First of all, when you walk in here and you kind of look around the room, you see stakeholders from all over the community, right? You have people from the EDNI, the Innovation District, entrepreneurs, architects, city business leaders, people from the mayor's office, all in here having meetings at the same time. And what's really cool about that is that when you finish one meeting, you're going to run into somebody else you know. Right, so we like to think about this during the day as really a collision space where ideas happen. And so that's one way we kind of see this space as cultivating culture in the city.
I think we have a really cool opportunity to literally just serve the community and to serve all different aspects of Chattanooga life. I think the Camp House is special because we are just in the middle of downtown, and we kind of create a safe place for people to come and talk and have really meaningful conversations. And our job is just to love on the community really well, and I absolutely love that.
It's even hard talking about it for a public thing, that relationship between the church and the Camp House, because we really don't want people to know, the first thing, if they've never been here, that we are owned by a church. We really want them to experience the Camp House first. so many niche communities out there. We want to be able to find those niche communities and come alongside them and help, promote community in the city that is a very specific culture out there. And so it's one way that we can kind of come along and help cultivate that within the city and kind of bring those people together.
Well, I know for the camp house in particular, our tables are the most important thing that we have here because we know how important they are to the people that come, and those are spaces for people to come and like have important meetings or just to come and talk about life together. But I think the coffee is almost just a plus.
So the quote that Plus Coffee is founded on is the idea the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And so we kind of took that idea of the sum of its parts, the mathematics side of it, and came up with the plus coffee. So the idea is lots of things, whatever it may be, plus coffee kind of brings people together. Coffee is more than just a cup, but it's a space to come together and collaborate. So that's kind of our thing here.
Congregation is kind of just natural for humans.
It's essential.
Yeah, it's like church, it's like anything over time, and I think a coffee shop serves that purpose and allows people to come together and kind of do something, especially for a reason like coffee.
Yeah. I think with Plus being in St. Elmo, we're definitely kind of in the heart of a neighborhood and then also pretty close to the downtown area. So I think it provides a place where you can come, hang out, do homework, have meetings, just enjoy a break, but just it provides like a fun space for people to come, to get work done, to relax.
In the last several years, coffee shops have kind of become a place for things to get started. So a lot of startups form around like coffee shop tables. All City Barber Co. just over here, they launched about the same time we did, and so we would do pop-ups in their space while they were cutting hair, and people could kind of get coffee while they're waiting. So the pop-up really just looks like bringing coffee to places. It's a little cart on wheels, and we set up either a pour-over bar or an espresso bar, and we can literally take basically a coffee shop to your event or to your place of business. I think the thing that we like to say the most is that like coffee brings people together, and so that's what we're here to do, is to let people come together around something. Yeah.
And I have a feeling, just from what I've seen in the coffee culture here in the last few years, it's circling back to that more of a social space.
They facilitate, conversations, and just there's an openness about them and a friendliness that that is very welcoming.
I think they're an important part of a community because often when I visit coffee shops around the United States, you can always see people coming together, students studying. I've seen church groups come and discuss religion. I've seen friends reunite after years of being separated. And so, I think coffee shops do play a critical role in keeping the human connection within communities.
We want to be a place that helps cultivate community and culture here in the city.